Okay, well, hopefully you just saw my beans segment. Really amazed at how much the beans have germinated and grown in just 6 days. So, if you haven't watched that short clip, I urge you to go over and take a look at it. But I wanted to kind of show you the rest of my garden. And I'm over here looking at our basil. Our poor looking basil. I mean, there's a lot there. But look, we're getting a lot of leaf being eaten, leaves being eaten. And the other day I saw an inchworm caterpillar on one of the leaves and it was chomping away. And I took that off, took it off, and I've been looking all around and I can't find any other worm like that. So I don't know what's munching on him. But oh, you should smell the basil. Oh, it's so good. Then we have the parsley. It's starting to kick up. Today I'm going to be planting them in this box. We've got a raised garden bed box. But our cilantro, yeah, it's dead. Let's just face it. Let's call it what it is, and that's dead on arrival. I've never been good at growing cilantro. And I'm kind of wondering if cilantro needs a special type of person to grow it. Because it's not doing that for me. But anyway, I need to do that here in a little bit. I don't want to bore you guys with a lot of watching me do it. It's basically a liner. It's a raised bed liner. And the reason why you need a liner is so that you can keep the soil mostly in your raised bed. So it provides the ability to do that. Now this is quite big. I couldn't find the exact dimensions for this. You'd think you would find it. I even looked up the company that made it, and they've moved on to greener pastures and haven't stuck with this one. So at any rate, I'll be doing my best to put this in there and cut it down to, or fold it down to the size I need. Because I need to get these guys transplanted. I thought I'd do the basil here on the end, then I'd have the flat leaf parsley and not worry about cilantro. Anyway, I'm doing that. Let's come over here. Here is the eggplant. That is pretty amazing. And again, I think the soil is breathing life in it again with the chemicals that we put into it. So far, the plants are thriving. This is a Japanese eggplant. And when I got it, it looked like the Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. It was like two V's, a stem coming up with just a little bit of leaves on it. But now it's really taking off. Really proud of it. Then we have our cherry tomato. it hasn't really grown much. And I'm kind of wondering about some of this rusting that's happening on the leaves. You see that? I've got some spray for bugs and for disease. I was going to spray on the leaves. And I'll do that after this video. Maybe that will help give it some relief. But it is getting blossoms. It's kind of out of focus. There you go. And then these other two, they're really growing. They were about the size of this guy. And they've definitely grown about a foot taller, and the stems are really thick around, which is good because you know that they're getting stems. They're really getting a good water supply and nutrients from the ground. But yeah, these are called Better Boys. If you're not sure what type of tomato, they're kind of like your normal round tomato. I was looking for the beefsteak tomato plants that we got in the spring, and they didn't have them. They just had these Better Boys. So I'm wondering if the beefsteak are introduced more in the spring, and these are more for fall use. I guess we'll tell for sure if Lowe's has the beefsteaks next spring and these again in the fall. Then we'll know that they pretty much have a variety down that they know works well, and people are interested in buying those. But here we have some blossoms right there. These have some that are open. I usually finger them. I'm pollinating them with my finger. I know. Insert joke here. But that's eggplant and the tomatoes. Zucchini. We planted one here, 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 here. Okay, and there. This was interesting. We went to Dollar General. Dollar General store. And I was looking for zucchini seeds because I think I only had 4 seeds left from the summer planting or spring planting. I'm like, that's not enough to do what I want to do. So we went ahead. We went over to our local Dollar General store that's in our neighborhood, like a block over, and went to look at their seeds collection, which was very poor. But it had a packet where 50% of the seeds in the packet were the normal green zucchini that you're used to buying in the store. You know, they're kind of like 6 to 7 inches long, thin around, and green. And the other 50% of the seeds are summer squash. Or yellow squash, sorry. And the yellow squash, they look like a very small gourd, like a pumpkin gourd, where it's, or a butternut squash kind of shape. And when you looked at the seeds, they looked very similar. So I don't know if we have some yellow squash or if we have the green zucchini. So I guess we'll find out when they start producing. But this again is after these were planted on Sunday as well. So you have these nice zucchini. We planted these in the spring, and I've tried very hard to keep them alive through the hot summer. Most of the time I had that shade cloth over it, and you probably noticed that in my earlier videos. The jalapenos, peppers, are looking halfway decent. This plant's doing really well. The one in the back there is okay, but it's pretty shaggy. These were the bell peppers, and I don't know about them because they don't seem to be producing more leaves, and the leaves that are on there are really kind of dried out and raggedy. So the jury's still out on them. I'm not going to give up hope. I'm kind of wondering if they don't produce in the fall, if I can keep them alive to next spring, because with these plants you're supposed to be able to do that. We'll see. Jury's out. I wasn't a fan of these type of bell peppers. They're usually the smaller sized ones. I kind of want to get the ones that are big and luscious. You know, you get in the store and you buy them, and they're like as big as your hand. I didn't get that with this variety, and this variety was called Bonnie Greenbell Sweet Pepper. Yeah. Not my favorite. Today I'm going to be planting 2 Swiss chard and some beets. We had it that way last time in the spring. We're going to do the same thing. I'm getting a very, very late start on them, so I'm not sure if we're going to be successful or not. Then over here, I planted lettuce, and then I planted spinach. And you can see where the rows are because I marked them. First 4 are spinach, and then the other rows are the lettuce. And what I thought I'd do is I continue hand watering these until I start to see them poke up, and then I'll know where I need to place the drip line. I'm going to do the drip line like you saw over on my bean video, and just do a connector and then run a drip hose down each one of the rows, so that the one thing that I hate is having to come out every day and do the watering. And with the drip hose, they'll get watered twice a day, once in the morning at 7, and then once again in the evening around 6 or 7 as well. But anyway, that's the lettuce and this spinach. They'll probably take a little bit longer to germinate. But the fun thing about them is when they do, they're going to go and grow really fast, and you can start harvesting them pretty much right away. So we still have some more of our fall growing season to go, so I'm not really panicked. So that's our garden for this weekend. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you on the next. Bye.